Hello guys, welcome to the Shepherd's Den-Discussion topic. Hope you enjoyed today's video.
SDD.
What do we want to talk about?
We were gonna do their grandpa's
Text?
thing that he sends us, but they said they just want to do just a random one today. So
Yeah. No. My favorite color is turquoise. Okay.
That's my birthstone color.
That is?
Your favorite color is turquoise?
Yeah. Okay, nice things. Alright, let's get straight into it. We could talk about the wall of China.
Yeah.
China.
I don't know about all that. Things I want to talk about probably shouldn't put on here because I just want to talk crap about somebody right now, but we're not going to do that.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to wiggle my way around in the conversation to get to that either, so. We could talk about manipulation and stuff, and then that way I can still get it off my chest a little bit without having to dig in on details. Manipulation and why it's important within your circle that you build as a family. Why it's important to stay within your circle and your family as a unit, because of other outside people in other outside circles, they all have their own agendas, whether it's good, bad, or not. I mean, at the end of the day,
too far later.
If it's outside of your circle, it's usually not going to benefit your circle, so to speak.
Yeah.
Now, you can have like sympathetic circles where each complement each other and get to the overall goodness, I guess, or the overall, like, they're, families, right? It's hard to go wrong with whatever you choose to do with other circles if everybody's joining under love and all that stuff, right? As family.
Right.
Yeah. Joshua, focus. You're supposed to be part of this, not playing. Quit. And so I would say I think that's something we can jump on. It's your day, but since you're talking about liking stones, I mean, this is a Shepherd's Den discussion. It's supposed to be a little bit more depth. What I just said, I think that's good, so carry on from there. And we keep caveating off each other and this and that.
Okay, so about the whole
Manipulation.
Relax, stop playing, and just stare at the screen. It'll help you focus. Stop playing. You were doing that during the meditation. Just focus.
About the whole manipulation. I don't know how to say
Manipulation.
Manipulation thing. So what I think he's talking about is that it could manipulation could be a good thing or a bad thing, depending how you use it. But you want to use it for a good thing, and that's why maybe some shepherds don't want to use manipulation because they only think it's used for bad. So that's why they don't use it. But it could be also used for good as well. So I
agree with that.
It's you know that dude that takes care of Baby Yoda?
Oh, what's his name?
That great.
Boba Fett?
No, yeah, Boba Fett.
No,
Boba Fett.
It is Boba Fett?
Yeah, it's Boba Fett. So, Boba Fett's kind of like a bulldog. He works for the good and bad, but he's not necessarily a part of one thing. Same, I would say, as manipulation. So, can't really consider one thing, but
Justin.
yeah. Okamat, Josh, you want to add anything to that?
I can go off of what you're saying about him. I mean, the way he was doing it, he was manipulating the darker sides in order to help a lighter side. You can go and you could pass ammunition that's not quite as strong off to one side, but then pass the strong ammunition off to the other side in order to allow the other side that is more true, more honest, to be able to work on that and know that though they have a stronger ammunition, they could use it for a much better purpose instead of just all out using all the ammunition and going on a full-on attack. Whereas the other side would just waste through the ammunition on an attack in order to just conquer and destroy.
Mhm.
I mean, when it comes to
I don't know. That
you
sounds
can-
pretty dangerous. Trying to manipulate two sides of a war or something, and you're feeding both sides. That's how the messenger gets shot to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I don't like. So you
Yeah,
need.
yeah.
I don't know where he's going with that, guys. But anyway,
But like a thing I've seen like manipulation good used like in real life is like I've seen people who are being yelled at in a store, and the people that were doing the yelling would try and manipulate the situation by like trying to get the person behind them in line riled up for it, whereas the person at the register, they would manipulate the situation by not just trying to calm down the person that was right there in front of them, but calm down the group, saying things like, "Excuse me, y'all, it'll be just a moment. Apologies, blah blah blah." They would make the whole group more relaxed, even while the other person was yelling and trying to escalate the situation.
not feeding into the chaos.
Exactly.
Being a chaos agent.
Exactly.
Misery like company.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's a fact.
Mm-hmm.
You have anything, Joshua?
Trying to think of something.
You're good. You take your time.
I could say.
Usually you're the one that talks the most, so
Yeah. It's like a little break time.
keep going. So it's your day.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have any.
No, just keep thinking. You ain't gonna just end it for yourself. Just jump back in whenever you're ready.
And no, another part of manipulation is that like, so let's say, oh yeah, so let's say you're at a store, right? And there's someone shopping on the other side, and you're right here. Is like, you know those two shelf things, and you're right there. There's
Slow
three
down,
people there.
Slow down.
So
It's no rush.
you be shopping and you accidentally bump into someone. Then he's like, "Hey, why you bump into me?" Then he gets all riled up and gets super mad. The other guy there, that dude that got mad at you, he will manipulate that other dude and say, "Hey, why you bump into me?" And that other person will say, "Yeah, you should be bumping into him like that." Like, even knows on accident and says sorry. So that's why, like, if something happens, you want to, like, say it out loud, not to be quiet.
Yeah.
You know, like, speak up for yourself, or else the other dude might think you do it on purpose. And
plus, if he's like a
you're
bad
probably
guy, then he'll just take advantage of that situation and take his power grab right there, and then try to get one on you, so he can have his thumb on you, and then fill his power cup up for the day in his ego.
Yeah. And also,
And I'm not saying ego's bad, but
that's why in some movies, where, like, something happens, then that person don't just speak up and say what actually happened. They're the one getting in trouble because they don't speak up for themselves, and it's manipulation. And yeah. Oh, Matt, you want to have y'all?
Yeah, that's why I need to speak up.
yeah,
I think I know what I'm gonna say.
let's go.
So, like what Shaw was saying, about the Baby Yoda. Yeah, Baby Yoda. So, Baby Yoda, he speaks up for himself. And what?
Me, Boba Fett?
Yeah, Boba Fett.
You said Baby Yoda.
Yeah. So Boba Fett, he speaks up for himself, and that comes what the Shaw was saying. Like, speak up for yourself. People are just gonna take advantage of that, and it's like, oh, you think you can't speak up? None of these people can
Speak
hear
to the
ya.
camera. They can't.
And then none of these people could hear you, and then they're gonna start like trashing you because you
Layla,
you
get over
didn't
here.
speak up. And if
Layla,
you speaked up,
over
well,
here.
it wouldn't have not happened. So yeah, I need to speak up and speak your truth. And so that's why you never speak low and crawl into a bowl. Instead of, don't bring yourself out to the world, not too much where all the bad spirits could get you, though. But you need to speak up. Speak your truth. And
Don't walk in fear.
What?
Don't walk in fear.
Yeah, don't walk in fear either.
Yeah.
And that's all.
Because like sometimes fear is good. It's like off of Mowgli, where what's her name? The snake. It's a female in Mowgli,
Ka.
the new one, Ka.
Ka.
She tells him sometimes fear is just the intelligent response, and that's true. Like if you're in a state of ignorance, and because I think what we consider bad or evil or whatever, it's just things that are operating in a state of ignorance. Otherwise, it wouldn't make certain choices that it did. And then after that, it levels up to the whole power thing, and where they get, they choose and then they get out of fear and they end up getting healthy, even though they're bad, and it's because they're not conflicting on the inside no more. Kind of like Kylo Ren on Star Wars, right? He was conflicting, and so it was tearing him up, and he wasn't walking in his true power. And that's why his dark overlord was saying, hey, you got to choose. And he also manipulated him during that process, which is 9 times out of 10 what happens in everything. And so, but once you are out of that fear of that ignorance, depending on what level you're at, like from as simple as listening to your dad, being scared of your dad when you're a kid because you don't fully understand him yet, because you don't have that level of intelligence and consciousness yet, then you need to do that so you know not to go play out in the streets or anything, because otherwise you just run out on the road and get hit, right? I mean, that's with so many other examples, and then that'll evolve. One day you'll get to a level of understanding where you're no longer afraid of me because you understand me. And then you might be afraid, you should be scared of, maybe you shouldn't look up at the stars and ask certain things to come down and say hi to you, because maybe they're fishermen. Yeah, maybe they're fishermen and they're waiting on you to open up to them. That way they could come and manipulate you in a bad way for their agenda. And so it's good to have that fear of like, maybe I shouldn't call certain things down or something like that. Because you got those new UFO groups and stuff that like call things down. And I'm not dissing on any of them or anything. I'm just saying, like, I got boys, young family. And to me right now, the most important thing in my life is safety first for my family. And that's within my circle and pulling out the weeds within my circle and on the outside as we expand our circle. They want to bring friends into our circle and this and that, or, I mean, down, all the other stuff I don't even want to talk about right now. But, yeah, and so.
I got another thing to say.
Yep, you ain't got to say that, just join in.
So, like what Dad was
Layla,
saying, like, maybe you shouldn't cool down, but maybe you're gonna cool down anyway, because one of the coals is,
I like this whistle. Keep going.
Like, one of the coals, it calls a good alien, but what if a good alien
Stay up here.
forced the good alien and threatened to kill him to, like, say what's the coal? And then he says that, and the bad alien disguises as, and he kills the good alien, disguises as the good alien, and then he comes down, and then he says, give me, like, something, or else I'll threaten to kill your family or something.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of...
Yeah, that's why you need to have that fear.
Yeah, it's fair enough.
Another thing I'm gonna add to that is like,
I don't know. I don't sit there and talk to them about any of these guys or anything either. So they'll be looking at me and be like, "Oh, look what he's doing to his kids." No, it's not like that. Like that's just what they're, it's what's on TV. That's what's on everything now. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, he does not.
They need to be. They're aware, and they can handle it. We got a foundations that allows that.
I'm gonna add is that like, another part of manipulation for the good side is that so instead of talking about the bad side, I'm gonna talk about the good side. So for the good side, manipulation for the good side could be like manipulating the bad for like like, let's say, like, are you sure about this? Because once you turn bad, all this stuff will happen, boom, boom, boom. So, like, you're, like, you want to help them, like, change their thought about, like, which side do you really want to choose? Like, the good side would be better, and, yeah. That's it?
Well, why do you think that?
Well, the reason why I think that is because, like, well, if they really choose the bad side, it would be in a state of ignorance. That means, like, they need more of something, like, for them to hold on, like, knowledge and understanding. Because if they choose the bad side, it would be a state of ignorance. Because they wouldn't choose the bad side if they knew what they were going into.
Yeah, it goes, like, against their... Well, it's like, you got to walk your truth first, like, what you are as a being, right? Like, we're born, and we, as humans, flourish in a nurturing environment. Like, we don't just flourish in a chaotic environment. No, none of us do. Like, unless, I mean, you might turn into an orc later or something, and you muscle it out. But that's not what you're born to feed off your mother and be nurtured for years before you're able to walk and run and hunt for yourself and all that other stuff. You're not born like it just straight up as a serpent and you're already there doing
like
that.
Like snakes.
Yeah.
Snakes are just born and they know what they do.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. They have their nature that they're true to. But humans, you know, us little monkeys, we need that love, right?
Right.
We need and if you deny that, because you get scared and you want to go level up in the world, so to speak, because you're living in the scary part of it, and you haven't learned to separate that from you, then you're going against what it means of your true nature, and that's not good for a family life. So that means your next generations, you start to die off. You start to kill off the next birthright, basically, and you change your DNA, and it's not for the better because you're going against our nature. And there's a more glorious aspect that we're trying to walk into as humanity on this grander timeline. And so that's why I think that's a fundamental foundation of what you're getting at. See what I'm saying?
Yes.
That
You
gets
see
me,
what I'm saying?
that gets me into this. One thing I've noticed, there's ways in which good can manipulate another being into becoming better by almost faking evil. They'll antagonize someone in a manner that pushes them to stand up or to react in a more healthy way.
Yeah, but you also gotta be careful with that because that's only in a fallen state already, in an environment that's already fallen. What we're talking about, the foundations of right now, is not to get to that. So, like, if I'm reaching down to help somebody, you know, like the military, you know, they break you down, they do all this and that emotionally, they'll break a prideful man, or that's the plan anyway. And that's because where they come from, they've already been broken. And that takes away, like if I were to reach down to help out somebody, and I have to reach down into their environment, it's going to weaken the good circle that I have.
Okay.
And so that's why I have to reach up for help from a higher circle to help feed into my little golden circle as I reach out of my golden circle to reach down into somebody's lower circle.
So you have to
It's
make
like that
almost
now.
like a
It's
chain.
like the
So yeah, and so when I
that-
do that, and
It's like the painting that you made where you're going like this, helping someone lower and take it up from the higher person, and the all around as someone looking at the cycle of it.
yeah,
It's
that
like
one
you're
hand.
gathering.
Go ahead.
It's like you're gathering energy from the person that's really good, and the person that's better than you. There's like this eternal thing that keeps responding energy, and it's a cycle. And so the
Feedback
good
loop.
person grabs that one, and it feeds it back to the down person, which turns it good. And then they become an eternal circle and passes it down to the other one.
That's why in the painting, my hand reaching up doesn't have claws or anything, and it's turning golden, reaching up to the golden, like divine hand looking thing. And then the other hand of mine that's reaching down to the beastly creature that's scratching and clawing its way up with its claws. I start to grow claws on that hand as I'm reaching down to help out that other beastly creature that's trying to scratch its way up. Because it is in a state of fear. It doesn't want to stay there due to its nature. All creatures want to thrive. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So that's a good thing. What do you guys think about it?
I like that.
Yeah.
You guys good?
Spreading prosperity.
Yeah.
I like
Yep.
Italian music.
It's not Italian. I think it's
That's
Mexican.
Mexican.
Yeah. All right, so you want to end it?
Well,
I'm gonna
hope
go work
you
out
guys
after this.
enjoyed today's video. And
We're
yeah,
working out.
bye.
Yeah, we are. See you later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.